Yo, how come I don't hear nothing? Yo,
Hear me now, right?
yeah, not yeah. What happened?
I had it on mute.
Oh,
What it do, what it do? Your boy the Roo on Therapy Hub here. You know what I'm saying? Another episode from me to you. And we got my boy, the one and only Rastafari Samurai. He wasn't here last week.
yeah,
You know
yeah,
his
boy.
intro. You know, give him your intro.
You know I gotta say what I gotta say. This is the Rastafari Samurai, never leaving you dry in your eye. I approve this message nationwide. You done know, people. Yeah, boy.
Let's go. Let's go. You
Mm-hmm.
forgot the pop, 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 pop part, dog.
Oh, you want that? Me can
We
bring you
try
that
not
right now.
to. We're not trying to do any violence, but sometimes
We just say bring the hype.
you gotta bring the hype and let the fireworks go.
Let's bring in the
Right?
hype. Yeah, man.
What's going on, people? We are here. I hope um, everybody that's tuning in, I hope you can lock in. If not, we're definitely on our streams get updated. Or yeah, they get updated and edited and posted on YouTube. So you be sure to check that out later if you can. We decided to do Thursday nights instead of Friday nights
Mm-hmm.
to see how it goes because we know everybody is busy on Friday. So we thought, maybe a Thursday night is a day where people could sit down and listen to a little bit of some therapy
That's right.
before they start their weekend off. Right?
Exactly. Yes, sir.
Cheers, man. I got a glass of wine today. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna show you the brand because that's free advertising, but
How
I
about
got
it? Is it red or white? How about that?
it's white.
All right, then. That's all
You
they
know what I
need.
mean?
Yeah, boy.
If you got a liquor brand, especially a wine brand, you got a wine brand and you want to promote it, I'll be more than happy to promote it on our show
Yeah.
and have a drink because I love my wine.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Is
So
done. No.
I want to talk about understanding. There's a few topics I want to bring up today,
Go ahead.
but I want to talk about understanding men's mental health. And the reason why I want to talk about this is because it's also became an issue for myself. And, I really want to kind of like really put my input out there and ask other people's input and other people's advice about, how they feel about understanding men's mental health. Because once again, as men, we have to be a certain way and we have to, act a certain way when it comes to certain problems and certain situations. There's things that we can't really express or talk about because it just doesn't seem right for a man to do that. Not the fact that it may make us feel soft or make us feel like anything less of a man, but it makes us not like it's not the right thing to do for a man.
It's what society expects. That's what you're trying to explain, right?
That's right. What
Yeah.
society expects us to be as men, and what society paints a picture as who we supposed to be are as men. That's correct.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I want to get into this topic, Ross, because you and I were talking earlier on the phone.
Yeah.
I want to sum it to I want to like summarize it in the category of even like getting even more in depth with like relationships when it comes to men
Yeah.
in relationship when women understanding men's mental health
Right.
because I know somebody that went through a situation and the person that went through the situation was really they were going through some things and I understood this because I could relate to this person. I went through the same situation not too long ago within like maybe a day or two.
All right.
I totally understood what this person was going. And what this person was going through was the situation that was happening to them was that they couldn't really get into a relationship, and they were having issues with getting into a relationship because of the fact that there was some things, some mental health issues that he had gone through, or that he has, sorry, that he has, and there was some trauma that he has gone through, and he still hasn't figured it out, and he still hadn't worked on it yet. So for the most part, he really didn't feel like he could get into a relationship. But the girl, or the girls, the woman, they wanted to be not in a relationship with him, but they wanted to like kind of like get to know him as a person, and then probably see where it goes. But for the most part, he then doesn't like explaining himself too much to in his relationships, because he may feel that they may hold him accountable for certain things. So one day he decided that he was going to make a comment to somebody about his mental health.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
So when he was when he was talking to this female, or this woman, sorry, I should say. I hate saying that word. It sounds so disrespectful to say woman. He was talking to this woman, and
Right.
he was explaining to her about his mental health. And it's crazy because I just went through this the other day. We talked about this.
Mm-hmm.
And he was explaining to her about his mental health, and that how he feels like it's just not the right thing for him to do, to be in a relationship at this time, or to be involved in anything at this time. And he just really, like, he was having a breakdown, right? He just didn't know what to say, what to do, and he kind of like just was like, okay, like, I don't want anything to do with you. Like, just leave me alone. And he just didn't know how to react and deal with the situation. So for the most part, it sounded like this individual really had some serious um, trauma, and it sounded like his trauma is based on relationships, and how the relationships, how past relationships, how it made him, feel, and how it made him not want to even, trust.
Sound like this, emotional distraught. What do you call it? Emotional scarring.
Just me
So
explaining it is draining.
yeah, you know what I mean. It's emotional scarring. So now, some, but not many, but for each, the opposite sex and whatnot, right? They'll blame the other for it, like, oh, you all are the same because they got emotionally distressed or scarred. You know what I mean? So that's why they don't feel to trust or
Yeah.
anymore, right?
But it's like, right. But it's like he actually opened up to this person. He didn't really know this person really well. He just felt like he could open up to this person because this individual had past trauma themselves, and they were going through situations that they felt that they needed the support, and he was there to support them. So at the time, he needed it. It's so crazy because I went through the exact same thing, and it made me feel like he needed that support back from that same person, and that person kind of like, because the reaction that he gave her was different, right? It was kind of like, oh, I don't like, I don't want to be in this situation, but like, like I respect you, and it was like, okay, but like the individual never asked them if they were okay. At the end of the day, they said, okay, you know what? No problem. I understand. You got things going on. I got things going on too. I can't deal with this. See you later.
True.
Right?
Hmm. It's like it's their own problem. Like, Pretty
I explained, yeah, I explained that I had a mental health. I had some, I have some problems going on,
mm,
and to a person as well, right?
right.
And they were kind of like, okay, they didn't really care either.
Mm,
There was no reaction to it. It was just like, okay, whoa, this is a little bit too much for me.
mhm.
So when that happens, and then the person even said, "I wish you never said that to me. I wish I would have found out on my own." And I'm like, how does that make any sense? How can you find? Why would you find out on your own?
Pretty much, it sounds like to me they don't care in the first place.
Exactly.
Business in the first place, man.
And
Otherwise,
that's
they're asking and seeing how you doing and all of that, and you know what I mean. Like, won't know until you ask.
so I realized, you know what? She's right. I'm gonna stop telling people about my problems. But then there we go as a back to ground zero as a man.
As back again, that we have to deal with it on our own, right? Is
That's
that
right.
what you're saying again?
That's right. Back to
No
ground zero.
moral support, no nothing like that. Not true.
That's right. So there comes to a point where
What?
we have we say, okay, who do we turn to? And especially as men, right?
Mhm.
For me, I used to want to go like I used to turn to like a woman. A woman would be like my support system. As much as I've had disappointments, or I've disappointed them and they've disappointed me. I always turn to a woman for guidance, more like like a therapist or anybody like that. Like not a male for some reason. I never really connected with a male because I always felt like a male has that ego, right?
Right.
A woman will break her ego when she hears a man break down. Like you know what I mean?
True.
It will soften her heart, I should say.
Mm. Hmm, hmm.
But nowadays, it's like nobody wants to hear anything we have to say.
Yeah, because everybody feels that let's just get real here. Some people feel that in their own happiness, now you're bringing your problems to them, you're making them misery or some shit like that. A lot of people are selfish. I'm just gonna let you know. You know what I mean? There's a lot of selfish people in this world. You know what
Give
I
us a
mean?
round of applause for that word, please, or whatever, some sound effect for that word.
Oh,
Because
selfish right now? I
yeah,
give it
what do you give it? A
a
smack,
nice slap.
not a round of applause.
This man. Yo, because let's just get real here, man. Someone might be trying to pour out their soul or their their feelings or whatnot, and they actually look towards you or whoever that whoever it is. You know what I'm saying? They
That's
they
right.
they find it towards the person confined, you know, to reason or or something, because they've been holding it in for so long. You know what I mean? It's like a therapy. You know what I'm saying? Because like you holding it in for so long, it's not that good, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? It could do certain things that, like, look, everybody's different. You know what I mean? So it could affect you in different ways. You get what I mean? It might affect you on the job. It might affect you in with family. It might affect you in just you're driving and someone cuts you off. You get me what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, like it is still good to try to find that person or somewhat of somebody to confine with to get it out. You know what I mean? Because keeping it in, man, it won't work, man. It'll just get worse on your future relationships and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
And you know the problem is with most men is like it's like, and that's the thing. Like even like me, every time I try to find somebody to let it out, they let me down. They're like, "Oh, I don't want to hear about your stuff." A lot of people are going through a lot of mental health too.
Yes, that's true.
Right? Sorry, mental health struggles or battles.
Yeah.
Everybody has a mental health problem nowadays, especially nowadays. This world we're living, everybody has some sort of mental health problem.
That's why I try to have understanding, overstanding. You know what I mean? I don't know what that person might be going through and all that shit. I'll really try to have understanding. You know what I mean? But yo, there's a line to be crossed still, as in respect and all that shit. Just because you're going through shit doesn't mean you have the right to be disrespecting people who is trying to help you.
That's right. And like, not even just that. When it's like, whenever somebody has something like, even if it's like something like, unless somebody like says something really like bad to you, like even if somebody says like, you know what, like I don't want to talk to you, you know, please. It's like they may have trust issues. Their trauma is trust. So how can you reassure that person that they could trust you? And I think the problem with nowadays is people are too quick to give up, especially with relationships.
Well, not only that, in general,
Like,
a lot
oh,
of
you know, he's
a
crazy,
lot
he's weird, he has problems. How does he have problems? He's
well, a
the
lot
man
of people
coming to
find
you
it
telling you about his problems.
well,
You
a
know,
lot of
like,
people find it easier to run away from their problems instead of facing them.
exactly.
They find that that's the easier solution. But the thing is, you're just gonna keep on running if you don't ever face it, right? You'll just keep on running away from it. Not true?
Yeah.
Like you're on the damn track team. You know what I mean?
You know what the other problem is, Ross? Everybody out here is playing games.
Mental games, I know. Like I always say this on the real. Some people play checkers and some people play chess. You
Exactly.
know what I mean? And some people that try to play checkers with someone who is expert on chess, and don't do that. Don't try to be. If you don't know the game of chess, don't bother with it. Don't be
Yeah.
trying to mind games and shit because you're coming across a complex mind, and you're trying to play checkers. Yo, nah, sir, you're gonna get schooled. You know what I mean? Because most likely the person whoever knows chess, they most likely knew checkers first, and they already graduated to that. So what I'm trying to use that as an abbreviation because it's a graduation to higher intelligence. You know, you get what I'm saying? That's why I use checkers and chess for the best way. You know what I mean? Because checkers is just simple, but chess is more complex.
Absolutely.
But not everybody could play chess. They claim that they could play chess, but they're playing checkers. You know what I mean? And I bring that up because you bring up the mind games, right?
Right.
That's why I bring that up. So when someone's trying to be playing some mind games, make sure you know what you're doing because you could be outsmarting yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're trying to outsmart somebody, but really you outsmarted yourself because you're not. You're trying to do something. I don't know, maybe to distract them or something. But meanwhile, they're probably catching on what you're going in, but they're going in full to catch wise, right?
On them, yeah, yeah, exactly. But like, we gotta be like, we gotta stop playing games with each other, man.
Yeah, but there's only one problem nowadays, what brings up these games. And I'm gonna say it, and I said it before many times, and it's this social media thing. It brings a lot of influential things to the brain to certain peoples. I call it digital crack. You know what I'm saying?
But
Yeah.
that's an element. That's a part of it. But
Oh,
there's
it's
many,
a huge part of it. It's a huge part of it. It's
no,
a
there's a
huge
huge part of
part of
it.
it
But
nowadays. Nowadays, yes.
Ross, there's many other elements to it too. Like, we're not being educated and we're not being guided properly, and we're not like, there's just so many different other things that come in to why.
That's why I bring up social media, because social media is the biggest distraction to the mind.
Yeah, well, so is TV, and so is.
Was, but now I'm saying that now, what from TV, it's social media like a motherfucker. Uh-huh.
And like, for the most part, like, it's not helping us because I'm trying to I'm trying to stay on the point on the point that I'm trying to make, is where like, understanding men's mental health for me is like, if I wanted to tell somebody something about what I'm going through, they should be there to at least support it. Even if it's like, because physically people think that they, when you tell them something or when they give you advice, that you're physically putting a burden on them, right? It's like, when I tell you, hey, look, I got all these things going on with me. I think we should be friends, or I think, you know what I mean? If, or I just don't think we should. And then you get all upset. Oh, you're weird, man. Like, you know what? Nah, you're good. And then I call you back and be like, yo, listen, my apologies. I said I was going to block you. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to block you, but like, my apologies. But, we just can't be that way. You know what I mean? Well, that's fine. And, you know, and then just ignorant, like, through the whole conversation, and then I'm like, okay, I gotta go, and then you get upset.
Mm.
Like that right there shows me that, like, people nowadays are not even like ready to even like know what's next when it comes to understanding what a man is about, especially women. I looked up something earlier,
Yeah.
and I read something, and it was like, it really blew my mind away, because it was saying that there's more percentage of men that are married, are in common law in Canada, than there are single.
Common law, right?
Yeah, than there are single men.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
then I think to myself, I'm single, right? And like, even when I'm not single, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have my fair share of like, I see like what's going on out there. Like, I have my fair share of understanding, like, what I see out there. And for the most part, if like a lot of people are common law, what I see that's going on is like, people don't act like they're in relationships. So I feel like there's a lot of cheating going on.
Oh, definitely, man. It's called settling, just selling for it, just selling what you're
You're
going, because
settling for what you have.
the
And
financial thing is right here, and you know what I mean. And then at the same time, that's just going in, just the financial thing. Other things is not going in. So that's to your question right there.
that's
You
why, but yeah, even financially or non-financially, like, I just feel like for the most part, when there are relationships going on, there's a lot of cheating going on, and it can be for the most part financially, especially in the city. You know what I
Well, is another thing is okay. Besides the financial thing, right? I'm
mean?
gonna
Mhm.
be here. We see you're in a relationship and all of that. There must be some sexual, attraction, right? Not true from the get go. I'm just getting real here, right?
What was that?
They're like with a relationship,
Right.
you know what I mean? There from the beginnings or whatnot, there has to be some attraction, right?
Oh, obviously, yeah, there has to be.
Yeah, right, right.
Yeah.
So the bottom line is
Or
from the
depends if the person has a motive.
the bottom line is that
Motive.
you're not with the person because of in the beginning. Oh, because I don't know, but majority of the time, it's got to be yo. I like you. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I mean. So
Right.
there's got to be something from there. So you have to keep. You get what I mean? You got to keep that flame going because you see when it burns out, that all of this nonsense starts. You get what I'm saying? Because I've seen certain women be saying certain testimonies on behalf of the men, right? They're saying, yo, like one lady was saying, look, you should be pleasing your man. You know what I mean? Straight up goods. Like, and all of that because he chose you and all of that. But once he sees the neglection, go on in. You know what I mean? Just like a woman likes to be touched, right? A man likes to be touched too. Not true? And
All
if
right.
they're not getting that attraction and all of that attention anymore, and it's just we're just there, what do you think is going to happen? You know what I mean? So the bottom line is this: if there ain't no the flame not going anymore, then someone else is gonna try you're gonna try to find another spark for a flame for yourself. You know what I mean? It's just the way it goes. You
But
know?
I think even nowadays, like even doing that is like not good for your mental health because I just feel like back to the repeated behavior from the same relationships over and over again. Like this individual that I was talking to told me like, yo, I don't know what it is, but every girl I talk to, like when I don't tell them about my mental health and then they find out about it, they say I'm crazy. And
Mm,
then when I tell them about it, they back away from me.
mm,
And it's like I'm a good guy. I know how to
mm,
treat a woman,
yeah,
but I have mental breakdowns. And when I do, I just need some comfort. You know when people always push you away?
yeah,
So you don't trust nobody, and then when you go into something, you just don't know what to say or what to do. Like,
right.
but when you can, like, a good woman takes their man and reassures them, like, hey, if they know you or if they don't know you, because if they don't know you, the only reason why they're knowing you is because they want to get to know you. So if they like you and they want to get to know you, they're gonna stop you and reassure you and say, hey, look, hey, or yo, my guy, are you okay? You
Hmm.
know, like what's going on with you? I see that you're going through some issues. We spoke before, you were there for me. So I just want to be there for you. Like, I ain't coming at you with a knife and an axe ready to kill you. Like, I'm just having a mental breakdown.
Mm.
Don't know what to say. Yeah, I'm going to block you. Block me for what? Why are you going to block me for? What did I do? Are you okay?
But you
So
see,
for
but
me,
is
for me,
it?
hold on one
But
second. Let me finish. For me, when I know because I know how to deal with people with mental health and I've dealt with people with mental health issues and I have mental health issues myself. I know right away, okay, this person is going through trust issues. So
hmm
they have post trauma stress from whatever. So most women, when they hear a man that has trust issues, they run away. But for the most part, everybody has, right? I'm echoing over there.
No, I don't hear echo.
I heard myself. Oh, there we go. But everybody has trust issues.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And so when you say, "Hey, look, I'm having a mental breakdown," and you stop, no, I can't deal with this. You're weird. You're weird. Right away, that fucks with their mental health. Right? Oh, now I'm weird. Okay, so me having a mental health break, having a meltdown, or no, you're not supposed to be like that. You're supposed to be strong, man. You're supposed to keep it 100. You're a man. How does that help you? Because we have emotions too.
Mm-hmm.
The difference between men and women when it comes to emotions, I feel, my opinion, I could be wrong. Please, if anybody feels to make a comment on this, I feel that men's problems are far more attached to, you know, just just say, hey, this person's crazy.
Mm.
Pinky said we are more material. What? Maternal. No, don't. She said, no, don't. No, don't stop.
What's that?
Pinky said, no, don't stop.
Mm.
But my point is that if I can't open up myself to anybody, then I'm never going to be in a relationship because no one's going to understand me. So I thought, I don't need to be in a relationship. And this is why I said, and I told my friend, I said, look, you figured it out. A relationship is not what you need right now. What you need is to heal your own mind.
Self repair,
Yes.
self love, self repair. If you can't do that, it doesn't make sense to get with anybody.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So if someone tells you that, aren't you gonna respect them and be like, yo, I respect you, man. Thank you. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But
Definitely.
I've caused more enemies in my life when I've done that than I have caused more good. I've caused more harm to people,
Mm-hmm.
broken hearts and everything. And it's just like, okay, some of my outrages before. This is why I could fully like understand and relate to where this guy was coming from. Because I'm like, holy smokes. It sounds like me. God sent you to me, boy.
Mm. Yeah.
So I look at that and I say, look, as men, we got to do something about this. We got to do something about this, right? What can we do? What are the things that we can do to help us deal with the situation? So, one of the things I came up with was support system. So before I never used to have too much people in my corner because once again, trust issues, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I started evaluating people in my life. I started saying, okay, look, I can't really burn every bridge because I'm gonna block certain blessings that I really truly have, thinking that just be based on I don't trust everybody. Because there are people out there that you can trust.
Of course.
You kind of have to,
It ain't easy.
yeah, you kind of have to like see it yourself, see it through yourself. You know what I mean? So I said,
Yeah.
okay, boom, let me figure this out. So I figured it out. I'm like, okay, I have, especially like I have a homegirl that I've known forever, known her for over 20 years. I'm 18 years. And she's my best friend. And she could be watching now too, but like she's my best friend. And I always say to her, like, hey, look, like, she always says to me, like, if you're having a nervous, like, because I have, like, honestly, I'm not afraid to say it. Like, I have, like, panic attacks, bro. Like, when I get, like, agitated and angry, my heart starts beating. My face turns red. I don't know if it's the Scottish and Bajan in me. I don't know what it is. But I get mad.
Mm-hmm.
I really get mad. Right? So, and I can't breathe. I start like having panic attacks, and I'm like, I get like really hot. So I have to call, like, yo, listen, I'm having a nervous breakdown. Okay, and no matter what time it is, like, she'll call me back. If she's working, she'll call me back on her next break to make sure I'm good.
Mm.
You know what I mean? You all right? All right, good. Take a deep breath. You know what I'm saying? Talk to me. You want to talk about something different? And we need somebody like that. That's what support's about.
Mm-hmm.
But it's sad that that's my best friend, like, that you couldn't really have that, like a woman, like a companion like that.
Mm-hmm.
Sad. It's a selfish world.
Oh, no doubt.
And that's another thing I wanted to talk about is the selfishness and how that destroys us as a community and as men. Because the same thing is when we want to express ourselves to other people, we feel like, okay, you know what? We can't.
Mm.
That's being selfish.
Well, it's all about, how should I say? Like I said before, expectations from society. So it's like, oh, you got to man up and all of that. So yeah, that's where the selfishness comes, I think, too.
You see, there's a lot that we have to. There's a lot that we have to figure that we got to figure out,
Mm.
Ross. I think one of the things that we need to figure out is how are we going to overcome this whole battle or this whole stereotype of men not being able to speak and to be, being able to talk and open up about their mental health. I'm going to get to the bottom point of what I mean by understanding what men's mental health is. And the whole point of it is knowing that men need somebody to talk to. People, listen to what I'm saying. Women, ladies, gentlemen, sons and daughters. Men need somebody to talk to. Women need emotional support as well, but they need more physical emotional support. So when they're broken down, they need a hug. They need some, some, what's the word? What's the word? Some warmth, right? They need these things because they become a little bit more. Men, we kind of like hold it in a bit, but we're going through it. But what's the difference when men react to their mental health, or react to their mental health versus women?
Say that again.
What's the difference between men when men react to mental health issues, when they have, when they react to their mental health, versus to when women react to their mental health? What is the difference?
I don't know. Maybe people still think we're crazy.
Yeah, well, when men react with mental health, it's more with anger.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's built up trauma, because we're holding it in most of the time. There's times that we can't even we're in front of people or around people, we can't let things go the way we want to let things go. And then when we're alone or we're around somebody, they may, and shit might pop off.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
So the most important thing for men when men are having mental health traumatic situations is to just talk to them. They need someone to talk to. We also we like to be hugged too, and rubbed and assured that everything's okay. Our backs rubbed and our feet rubbed.
Zed.
To make sure we're okay.
Mm-hmm.
So understanding men's mental health is more than just saying, this person's crazy, I don't want to deal with it. Because then you're never going to understand, and we're going to always feel like that we can never just express ourselves. And then the relationship between men and women gradually will keep dividing, as you see what's happening now in 2026. Mm-hmm. Right?
True.
The relationship between men and women are gradually, because we're not understanding each other.
Mm-hmm. Not taking the time to.
I have 3 daughters. I have aunts. I have a mother. I have, I know, I know I could be a woman's counselor, therapist, quite frankly.
Oh, we got the D2E Thursdays up in here.
I just want to say to all the women out there and to all the men out there, please, let's start understanding each other. Let's start listening to each other. Let's start let's not judge each other based on what we first here. Take time to get to know the person. Take time to understand the person for yourself. And if the person, quite frankly, tells you, hey, look, I'm having mental health issues, listen to them because it could be severe.
Mm-hmm.
Don't look at them as weird or and if that's the case, then don't expect people to help you with yours.
Exactly. That's right. But the thing is, I want to say something still on a general note, though. You see, now I don't like to bring it up, but majority of the time it's in the states, though. But when certain man them all of a sudden they just lost it, and you know what I mean? Like they just lost it. Either they taking out the thing on whatever, either a school or a theater or something. You know what I'm saying? So the reason why I'm saying this is because maybe they tried to talk to somebody, right? You know what I mean? As a man, and they felt that, oh, I don't want to listen to you, this and that, you're crazy. You know what I mean? And all of them thing there. And they be trying and trying and trying and trying and trying, and no one, you know what I'm saying? Right? And then all of a sudden they just something triggered them to do what they gotta do. You get what I mean? But if someone took the time to really talk to them and all of that, just maybe they would have saved some lives, right? You know what I mean? So like that's the way I look upon things like that when it actually does happen. Because I'm saying, so wait there. The signs must have been there. And no one took the time to like say, yo, let me talk to them or anything. Right? Not true?
Absolutely.
And like I don't like to be biased, but majority of the time when something like that happens, it's mostly man them doing it. When's the last time you seen a woman went blazing on brrr and all of them thing there? Right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Repeat that.
When's the last time you seen a woman actually go on, brrr, like what these crazy guys do and all of that because they probably wanted to like get the attention of that.
Megan Thee Stallion's friend.
That's mostly a men thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And men do mental health because of females. They end up killing the
But
female.
the bottom line is why I bring that up. Majority of the time, it's man them doing it, right? But the thing is, the signs were there. They tried to probably talk to somebody, and like you said, they say, "Ah, fuck, I don't want to hear it," da da da, and everything. How many times, right? You get what I'm saying? Everyone is different, right? You don't know what they're going through or whatnot, right? And like I'm saying, those extremists actually done it, right? So there had to been some signs or something, or they tried to talk to somebody.
Yeah.
Right?
Speaking of talking to somebody, right down at the bottom, I wanted to shout out my boy Marlon Mortgage, aka Sling Dads. Just before we go into any further, we got our homeboy Bino here. We're gonna get into some more topics. Bino's in the place. Shout out Bino.
Bless you, I like to bring up one little story.
Hold on one second. I'm in the middle of shouting out the center that we have going on for Marlon Mortgage. So I want to shout out Marlon Mortgage from the Mortgage Foundation Center, aka Sling Dads. He has his own center. We actually featured it on the Man's Cry documentary that's coming out soon. So make sure y'all look out for the trailer soon. That's going to be coming out real soon. But we pretty much featured him on that documentary, and my homie, he's doing incredible things, So if you're a youth between the ages of 12 and 29, if you're in the East Scarborough or Scarborough location or anywhere in Toronto and you need a safe haven for tutoring, daily activities, and more, please visit themortgagefoundation.ca. sign up for programs, and he got tons of stuff going on. He does lots of things for the community. For every year, there's new programs that he's doing. So tap in with Marlon Mortgage, aka Sling Dads. I just had to say that because we're talking about all the mental health thing, and I think that for the most part, having somewhere to go, somewhere to talk to, especially the youth, that's important.
Someone to talk to.
That's
For
right.
the youth. You're right.
Yeah,
definitely, man.
Shout out Marlon Mortgage for that, man, aka Sling Dads.
But the bottom line is this mental health, right? It, like I'm saying, like I don't like to be biased, but majority of the time it's man them going through like extremist, like what I mean, like they'll pick up the gat or whatever and whatnot, or do something. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And like I'm saying, a few years ago, near the wifey's house, okay, which she moved from the other place, but anyway, I'm bringing this up because there was a bank robbery, right, across the street. Okay, all right, and I never seen nothing like this before, you know. We never seen SWAT and all of that just for one man, eh, and all of that and everything. The bottom line is why I'm bringing this up, because I heard the man, what I don't know. Long story short, I heard that we didn't even want money. He came in there for something like looking for drugs or something. I don't know, some crazy shit. But the bottom line is that had to been some mental stress, right? You get what I mean? For you to like, yo, fuck this shit. I'm going all out. See, the reason why I have to bring that up is because, yo, mental stress has levels. It has certain levels. You know what I mean? And when it gets to those extremist levels, yo, man, on the real, I'm pretty sure some of these peeps tried to holler at somebody and tried to talk to somebody. And they, just like you said earlier, they went, nah, I don't want to hear it, this and that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, facts.
Yeah. That's why I bring that up. You know what I mean? Because I always have to say this. What did it take for them to be doing what they're doing, and without them saying, they had to holler at somebody? They had to. There's no way they just all of a sudden just pick up and say, yo, fuck this shit. You know, in the high school or in the theater or the church or whatever. Majority of the time it happens in the States. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying
it can happen anywhere.
It can happen anywhere, yes. But majority of the time it be happening down there. You know what I mean? On the real.
I mean, like, it's because of people not having the resources, are not being able to deal with their mental health.
Okay, about a couple of years ago, when that guy ran over a couple of people with that van in North York.
Once again, that situation. Whenever people react, there's this, what's that term they say, crashing out or whatever?
Crash and burn.
To me, crashing out is not crashing out. That's just, to me, it's like, it is actually crashing out, because it's like literally you're like, it takes so much for you to like explode. For me, like, I'm a nice guy. I like to laugh. I like to have a great time. I do have a temper as well, but it will take a lot for me to actually really crash out, because I know I got too much to live for.
Okay, can I ask you this question though? Oh. Now, there's a difference, like I said, levels, right? Mental stress on somebody you know, right? Compared to somebody you don't know at all. That's why I brought up that North York thing and all of that and everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, all them people didn't do nothing to you and all of that and everything. Just like what I said earlier, blam, blam. None of them people did nothing to you. You get what I'm trying to say?
Because so, like, his mental health wasn't looked after. He didn't know how to. It wasn't dealt with properly, and that's the reason why we're having these situations happen.
I know, but look, I don't condone the suicide and all of that and shit. I don't at all. But yo, do not be taking innocent lives because you have an issue with yourself.
Okay, but Ross, you gotta slow down. You can't.
No. It really touches me right there, because
why? Ross, once again, that's sometimes people. Once again, you said it. You don't know what that person's going through.
Yes,
you don't know
and that's why I said
to reach that climax.
That's why I said what I said. You do not take innocent lives. You do not know, and regardless, even if you do know, and if you want to do harm or whatever, yo, do it to your damn self. You don't do it to people who don't deserve it, who are in all of that, who have nothing to do with anything of your mental stress on anything. You get what I'm trying to say? On the real. No one can argue with me with that. You get what I'm saying? Straight up. You get what I mean? Because you can't just you can't. It's like you're telling me, yo, I'm gonna do something to this little kid because I have mental stress. You get what I mean? No, bro.
You can't really bring that up, and like that's really for like those people need therapy.
Yes,
like I said, everybody needs therapy. Everybody needs somebody to talk to, regardless of what the issue is. People that deal with certain things that are not of normal and that are not supposed to happen, they need help too, right?
Yes.
Everybody needs help. And this is the point that I'm trying to make. And this is what I'm trying to say is that when you get to a certain point where you have people like, kidnapping kids, you got the Bruce MacArthur guy killing the serial killer guy. And then you have like, incidents where you have, what else? You have like people running the van, running over people, innocent people, and you have all these things happening. These are because these people are not dealing with their mental health the way that they're supposed to be dealing with their mental health. Okay. One thing I'm going to say is that the system is never going to change.
Oh, no doubt.
Right? The system's never going to change. It's in place. There are things that, there's programming and things that are in place to help. That's what we have to use. So things like, Marlin Mortgage Foundation and, the Next Generation Arts that Daniel tutors and things like that. These are programs that we have to be able to push. And because these community-based programs are what's gonna help each other with each other's mental health. There's certain cases that we can't help, and there's laws in place set for those people, and the law can deal with those people. But the people that we can help is the people that we need to start with, right? That's the youth, right? Working with the youth first. Then gradually also with men. Because sometimes the men ourselves, we focus too much on youth, and then us as men ourselves are going through things and we don't have any help because there's so much programs geared toward the youth. If you look at every program, it's, and shout out Marlon Mortgage, but even programs like himself is 12 to 29. I like that because he still is giving a span of some, for young men also
A
broader range to get some help, right? So what do we have to do as grown men? We got to talk about it more. It has to be more of an awareness, right? We have to have outlets, support systems. There's another thing I want to bring up that we need to have and are do, and it's called self-therapy. And speaking of self-therapy, we have our new sponsor coming up. I don't want to say the name, but they're a hobbyist store, and we're going to start promoting them on Therapy Hub because they got tons of great stuff that you could check out at their store that may become your hobby, and that may help with mental health, because that's a part of self-therapy, is doing things that you like to do, right? And doing things that you love to enjoy. And one of the things that I love to enjoy is I like collecting, and I like working on art and stuff. I like painting and that type of stuff. So there's different hobbies, that you can do, and that's why we hooked up with this hobby store. But if there's hobbies that you can do as a person, please pick up a hobby, find something to do, no matter what it is. Let anybody tell you what it is. If you like reading, read, man. That's a hobby. It's a hobby. I like reading. See my books back there? I love reading. It educates my mind. It takes the stress away from me, and it makes me, it fuels me. Right? Find a hobby.
That's true.
Men, as men, we feel that we don't have time for that, right? We're too busy, or, we may think that even music, here's this. We may even think that music's not a hobby. It is a hobby. Music is a hobby. Going to the studio, writing your music, that's a hobby. Styles P said something the other day. He said, hobby, job, career. But what he forgot was retirement, but it's all good stuff. But hobby, job, and career. You know what I mean? Because sometimes your hobbies turn into your job.
Yeah, that's true.
I started off window cleaning part-time. Now I'm a full-time window cleaner and a contractor. Is the only way that we're gonna, and I'm not perfect by far. I still have problems. Like I said, I went through an issue the other day, but the person wasn't there. They just didn't have the energy for me. So I don't have the energy for them. Bino in the house. What's up, Bino?
It's been muted all this whole time.
How's he
Hey,
living?
I'm in control. I'm in here. I'm agreeing. I'm
I-
not disagreeing. If I was disagreeing, you would hear my mouth.
I'm like, I didn't mute him. Why would I mute him?
Himself.
Yeah, family life. You know what it is.
Who is ICE? Breakdown of ICE agencies and who they really are. Blood low. Yo. Well, on the real, what my opinion upon the ICE, I have two things who they are because they're wearing masks, right? They're wearing masks because there's more than one reason to wear masks because, hey, they're doing wrong things. Two, they got, loved ones, right? Three, it could be some of the that K. Four, if you've seen on the border, there's a lot of peeps who are not Homeland Security and all of that. They just feel like to hang there and saying that, they're doing their duty as an American. So it could be a few of them too. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's who I think ICE is.
Well, it stands for the
Tell them.
Immigration Customs and Customs, what? Immigration Customs Enforcement.
That's right, brother.
So they're the guys. They're the guys mainly at the border, and the border patrol cops.
Their thing is, you see how the police got bad boys, what you gonna do? No, there's this like, I was born in the East LA. You know what I mean? You gonna get deported. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. Yo, I have to say another thing about it, which is not good at all. Look, we already know what Mr. Trump has been doing. Okay. But with this note, this is going to be civil war there because on the real, he put an influence on certain American people, right? That, you need to snitch on your brothers and sisters and tell them that you got an immigrant next year or whatnot and report them. You know what I'm saying? That's what's been going on lately. If people don't feel, oh, you're an illegal and you're not listening to me, oh, I'm calling the ICE on you. That's what's going on right now in America. And ground zero, it's going to be at Minnesota there. Yes, sir. A lot of it's gonna go on there. Yeah, man.
There's a lot of stuff
War.
going on everywhere. Philadelphia, New York, California.
I told you what the Philly the Philly the chief of police what he said there. He said, "Yo, you guys come here, you guys get arrested." That's what he said.
They get arrested in Minneapolis. Mayor told him to get the fuck out. I have a video here. I want to play.
Play it.
The protest. You want to see it in New York? It's crazy, bro. That's crazy, bro.
To melt them.
That's madness, man. Yeah,
but the thing is, what I'm worried about that is, like I told you, like someone could be a protagonist or whatnot on that side and say, yo, they just start throwing something to make it look like, you know, and meanwhile it's one of them doing it, you know what I mean? And then they could just start a riot. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's gonna be a civil war.
That's what I think exactly.
I would agree with the Civil War, but it's already been happening, man. It's been going already. This ICE is just a new face for a different same slavery, garbage.
Brother. What we mean by civil war, okay? What I mean by civil war, yeah, the people is the people. But you see, when okay, you remember 1812 and all that shit, when the South and the North kind of thing, when you got certain delegates in the government actually saying, yo, you know what I mean? And they're against, you know what I mean? And they're like, oh, no. That's the kind of civil war I'm talking about, bro. They're taking this nation against that nation in the nation, which is the so-called United States. You know what I mean? Which I don't see nothing united about it, because every state has their own laws.
You know, it's funny that you say that. I was just bringing that up the other day too. I'm like, why are they called United States when their states are not united?
How is it united? That don't make no sense to me.
I know. I agree with you. I was just saying this.
Anybody out there, explain that to me. How are they united if each state has their own laws?
Facts.
United States. I want to know that. Me really confused. You know what I mean? Because I have talked to a lot of our American brethren, okay, and certain different states, and I be asking them about it, And they'd be like, yeah, this and that. I'm like, wait, this doesn't make sense to me. You know what I'm saying? How does this make any sense to me if you guys have different laws? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't. I would love it to make sense to me, brother. I really do. Can someone answer me that, please? Because that's what's going to happen with civil war there, because everyone's saying, yo, I got this law that you can't be doing this shit here. Oh, you can't be doing this shit here. Right? I'm just talking not out of my ass. I'm just talking knowledge. I'm talking, like fact. I'm just talking common sense. You know what I mean? Logic. I don't see logic happening over there. And with their foolishness, they're bringing it to the world. And I feel very sorry for the American people who are the innocent ones in this.
CM Entertainment said, because the history has been stolen and made up, which is so true.
Yo, man.
To the point where this is, it's so far out of existence. It's like there's even no way of going back to the truth. Anybody who could tell the truth, that knows someone that told the truth, that knows someone that told the truth, is possibly not here anymore. You get what I mean? Man. So that's to CM Entertainment, but no, man. I just feel like, bro, this is gonna be crazy. This war, this whole thing. I even think the local police are gonna start fighting against them, and it's happening right now. Like there's ICE agents being arrested, all kinds of stuff.
That's where I'm getting at with the Civil War business now. You get it now. You get it, Amp, man. You get it. You get it what I'm saying, bro. When delegates be saying, yo, in their state, they be like, okay, you want to bring it here? Okay, yo, the sister state here, you agree with us too? You agree with us too, right? You agree with it? Yeah, all right then. But you see them other one there, they not agree with us. Then go, what? Well, okay, then it looks like we're gonna have to like take them out. You know what I'm saying? And take this country back. That's what's gonna happen, man. And the thing is, the foolishness is that's why Mr. Trump is doing what he's doing overseas and shit, right? At the same time, like it's fucked up.
What happens when he leaves as a president? All this is gonna be irrelevant. This is what I'm trying to say. Like this is like, well, we have to understand this too. Like right now, he's trying to get rid of everybody. So the point, like, because immigration is going to be hard to get them back once he's out of power.
Sabotaging himself. You know why I'm saying sabotaging himself? Because if you're going overseas and doing that, and you can't even handle your own backyard here, right? Let's hypothetically speak right here now. They see that you are having a lot of problems within, right? And you got enemies out there. They'll be saying, yo, they're rubbing their hands and saying, this is the perfect time right now. You know what I mean? To attack, because you can't handle your own yard. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he's sabotaging himself by doing this. You get me?
True.
I'm just going by strategics of war here. You get me?
What's your inputs on this? What are you saying? I don't know if we still got beat.
You guys asking me? You guys asking me? What am I saying about the history stolen? The people who are running the government right now are fucking puppets. So at the end of the day, point me out to the right, show me to the right map, and I'll get it done.
Right now, he wants to take over.
The revolution will not be televised. Just remember, I said this.
This motherfucker wants to take her over here too. What do you mean? Greedy bastard.
Do you see how? And you know what's so funny too? I seen the map of Canada versus USA. Yo, we're bigger than them, eh? Yo, they're pinch. That's why he's like, yo, oh my Canada, Canada looking big over there.
But yo, Bino, I I sent you that thing on the map, right? That how the US is below us and they have a little bit on the side there and then they just need the top there. It's like they're trying to close in on us, bro.
Listen, I don't care. I'm a Canadian. We own Alaska. Alaska's Canada. Fuck Russia. Fuck
No, that's
America.
what I said.
Alaska's
You
Canada.
hear what I
That's
said?
what's up. They can
You
have
hear what
Greenland.
I said? It's like he's trying to do this to us, close us in, bro. You know what
Well,
I
he's not
mean?
trying to close. He's trying to get rid of us. That's what he's trying to do. He's
No,
trying
man.
to, he's trying to take
No,
over.
man.
He wants us to become
No,
America.
he can't get rid of us. He needs all our resources here, bro. Oh man, listen here, man. One
He
thing
said,
with
what did
this
he say the
fool,
other day?
That's why he's surrounding us, man.
one
That's
thing with
exactly
this
why he's
fool,
surrounding us.
one thing with this fool, he ain't dumb on this note. He knows that we got a lot of resources here, uranium and all these things besides all this shit. You know what I'm saying? Nickel, all this stuff. What they take from us here, so from the other provinces. Okay, so yo, you wouldn't mind that? Say, yo, listen here, man. Just like in the States, I'm tired of giving you guys the bag when he wasn't the president. He was a delegate. You know what I mean? So it's like, oh, I need this. I have to do this. You know what? I need to be the president so that they're paying me instead. So that's what he's trying to do. The same thing here. I'm tired of dealing with Canada here. I need to take over Canada so I don't have to deal with them. That's what's going on again. You know what I mean? But this guy's an idiot still. But he's not that dumb because he does hire smart people to deal with his shit. You know what I'm saying? That's how he does it. Like Bino said, puppets, man. Puppets with strings.
Yeah, man. Big facts. Puppets, man. Puppets.
I just want to see how long this is gonna last for, though. I don't understand. I
He's
hear
doing
Pinky
all
in the background.
He's doing all this shit because Donald Duck is old, yo.
Yep.
Good old Donald's old, yo. So, yo, and then on top of that, like I said earlier to you, he's in. If none of this happened, he had no choice. It was do or die, become president again because he'd be in a Wolipa problem. Not true? Because all that Wolipa problem, no one not talk about no more. Zin? Right? Right. So, like I'm saying, do or die. Now him older, now him in a seat. Me already have money. Me need more power. And I need to be in the history books. All in one. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'll
One.
just say it this way, quick and simple. The Civil War is not based off of finances. It's not even based off of minerals and shit. Right now, it's based off of keep Africa, the Caribbean, away from Canada. Do not let Canada, the Caribbean, and Africa link up because then it's going to be a problem for what they call America. Because remember, the UN, aka the UK, aka Europe, ain't fucking with America like that no more. So America has no choice. They either take over Canada to show some dominance or keep letting Canada play these games. And then, you have Korea, Russia, China, and all these other countries looking at you like, yo, you guys got these guys playing in your backyard like that.
Yeah,
Real
because
shit.
they're worried
That's why
about
Carney's
the
moving the way he's moving. Make himself
dollar.
rich.
The
When the
dollar.
people lick out against him, who cares? I'm a billionaire.
They're worried about that dollar, brother, because look, let's just get real here. All the countries, them, yo, get all together and all that. We devalue that motherfucker. Trust me. You know what I mean? Think about it. Devalue that his money. Think about it, man. Because everywhere you go in the world, oh, the American money, the American money. You know what I mean? Think about it. Think about what I'm saying. Any foreign country, oh, let me get the American money. Let me get
Oh, I'm thinking about it, but remember, America traded from paper money for gold, then gold back into paper money back into oil back into money, and now the places that have the ability to refine oil said "fuck you" for the last 15 years. I don't care who the president is; they're all stuck in the same fucking recycle. Get everybody back on gas. Get everybody back on our our oil that we're taking from other places. It's been the hustle game from the industrial industry, you know.
Mhm. Economical warfare, brother.
So let me ask you guys a question. Do you think Trump can pull it off?
I think if you look at the manpower that America is holding, you're going up against China, you're going up against Russia, then you're trying to keep the Caribbean separated, plus you're still trying to invade Africa for certain minerals. You're spread out to blood clotting. Start a war with Canada, you're going to lose half of the America. That's what's up. Just
But
common sense. Let's play the numbers game.
you
You're
know
going to
what?
send us 50 million
I don't think
people
I don't
that are
think
going
he
to
can
run
go
up
to war.
fucking hill and run
He
up the
can't come
fucking
to war with us.
Niagara Falls.
He
He's
can't go
right.
to war with us.
No, because all the resources are spread out. He's
All
right.
these are spread
He's
out,
right.
and we have too much. We're still under the UK. We're still under the British rule.
No, 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 no. Fuck that. The War of 1812 proves that us Canadians with a smaller population wiped out the Americans. What are they going to tell me? Oh, we got the technology to take you guys out now. So what? Anything that you throw at us is going to destroy your own terrain. So that means you're going to destroy the
Right.
same thing you're fighting for? That makes no sense. Let's take it to the floor, ground to ground combat. You guys have to climb up to get us right across the whole country.
That's
Right
true.
across the whole
They
country.
can't,
And
they
you're not
can't,
going to
they
tell me
can't,
with a rifle looking
yeah,
down at somebody that's really, really going to make a difference, but you got to climb up a wall. Send your tank, send your
they can't go to
planes.
war. They
So,
can't go
so,
to war
so,
with us. If
so pretty
anybody's
much,
watching out there, if you have any comments on this, man, do you think America can go to war with us in Canada? I think that's a good question because I don't think they can go to war with us as much as powerful as. Remember, they go to war with countries overseas. They don't go to war with countries close to them. The
uh,
closest they did, the closest bombing they did recently was what? Venezuela?
all I
Yep.
gotta say is they don't want strike three because strike three is it burning down that the White House once again because that's the second White House. They don't want the third one burned down, do they? Do they?
Canada, remember, Canada's silent but deadly, you know. See, we move, trust me.
I know.
We move silent, but we're deadly. Trust me. And we have a lot of alliances,
Listen,
a lot of people
the
that
biggest problem Canada has right now is we're a sleeping giant. We have not lost a war. That means when we find out who the enemy is, we wipe it out. We don't lose. We don't lose. Nowhere in any history book since Canada's existed, there's no war you're gonna find that we lost. So if I'm gonna play the numbers game, I'm gonna go with the guys that never lost. Straight up. Nuke us. That's the only way America's taking Canada. Period. I don't care. If they're smart, they friend up Africa and then they may have a chance against us. But Africa is friending up Jamaica. Jamaica's a rebel country. And if Jamaica backs up Haiti, Puerto Rico, America's gonna have more than Canada than a problem. We
well,
think Carney's really looking at like I'm just gonna make the money and let the people decide what the fuck's gonna happen. And you know us dumbass Canadians, we got relatives over there in America. As soon as they start throwing bullets at whoever they're throwing bullets at, we're gonna make our move. Until then, we're not doing nothing, man. We're just gonna sit here, smoke weed, drink, and say, hey.
Listen here. We gonna say it too. They can't do that because then be blowing up themselves because there's too many Americans over here and there's too many Canadians over there. So you know what I mean? And like you said, too many relatives or whatever. Civil war with Guan in like a motherfucker.
there's more Canadians over there than there's Americans here, though.
I'm saying both ways. So like I said, civil war with Guan, if that was for Guan in their own country, if they want Guan war with us. You know what I mean?
You
Think
know what
about
I say? You know what I say, right? You know what I say, right? Can we all just get along? I was waiting for that. Someone had to. I knew if anybody.
Stop this.
here, man. Just like always, I always wish for world peace, but you know we can't get that. Either.
Listen, we need some world. We do need world peace, though. I think the war. This is all a bunch of madness, and this is my. Let me tell you something. This is my whole thing. I got something to tell Trump. Trump, you're 80 years old. Go sit down. See?
So my
Yeah,
question,
hold on. You're 80 years old. You're a grandfather. Go sit down. Go sit down. Is what the yardie didn't want to tell you. See?
so
Because
hypothetically speaking here, so since all of this here go on in the world, right? You know, I know that Bino, you watch The Walking Dead and shit, right? So
80
if
years
there
old.
was, if there was something like on a common threat for everybody, I guess we still be going to war, right? You
That's
know what
not
I mean?
funny. That's not
Of course,
funny. But you're right. You are
you
right. But
know
that's
I'm
not
right,
funny. No, you're right. But that's not funny.
but you know
Okay,
I'm
I'm
right.
just gonna say that out loud.
You know I'm right. You know I'm right. You know I'm right. Just like if it just like okay, uh, just like one of their internal thing there in Katrina when it happened. You think the gangs there were gonna stop blasting each other, yo? They said this is the perfect opportunity because no law enforcement and shit. You know what I mean?
I'm a strong believer of in peace, but since I'm a realist, I do believe without anarchy there is no peace. I don't care, because at the end of the day, look at the system that we have right now.
It
Money
depends on
is making people go mud. You know what I mean? People who fought and bled for this country are starving outside right now, looking at this crazy weather that's about to hit tomorrow. Like there's
Mm-hmm.
certain things that as a human being, you have to look at the government and wonder, do I get mad at the politician or do I get mad at the people who voted the politician in? You see what I'm saying? Like I'm at that point in my life. I want results. I'm done asking
and you know
questions.
what's
I'm
funny that
done
you say
getting
that?
answers. Time for some results because
You know what,
results
Peter?
will save us from a war.
I'll tell you the results. The results start from us, right? Because as people, like you said, people that vote, because I said this the other day. I said, if there was nobody in the world, if everybody stopped voting, nobody voted, who would run the fucking country?
They'll be nominating their own in.
They would have to. They use it against the people. That's what I'm saying. We as people, we kind of like let ourselves to be in certain situations because it's like some of us just give in, right? But like the fight's not over. Like you said, you know, like we need to come together. We need to figure out, okay, yo, like fuck, how much more long is this gonna happen? Who's
Look,
voting?
I've
And us
heard
people are voting. We're voting for the government.
I've heard the Black Panther Party has popped back up in Philadelphia. I've heard the same Black Panther Party, Huey Newton's niece and his son, blood
Yeah,
to him, are
yeah,
beefing with the
yeah.
overall
I heard.
status of the
The
situation.
chairman,
Now,
chairman.
now, I'm going to put it this way as a Canadian looking at it from the standpoint of in my
Yeah,
45 years on this goddamn planet, nobody explained to me who was fighting in the Civil War. Nobody explained to me the reasons why the Black Panther Party came into existence in the first place. Now, going forward, these are the things I want to make sure the younger generation from 5, 7, 8 years old should learn and know and have their own concentrated thoughts on. But instead of that, let's go right now to present day. You can go and look up a book for a grade 3 year old that's a 7 or a 5 year, depending on the intelligence level, a grade 3 year old, and they have sex, they have transgender, they have this and that, and now on top of the schools are telling you that your kid doesn't have to tell you what their sexual orientation till after 16 years old. You know, the system that I'm complaining about has roots in slavery, and the billions and millions of dollars that these rich people have is built off of slavery. So the
Mhm.
way I look at it is let it all burn and let's go to some jungle justice before the Americans get over here and do some shit to us. I'm just saying, going forward. Let's fix the roots, get some results, build a better country. What do they say? Make America great again. Well, make North America better than it was last year,
Do
please.
you blame? Do you blame the new this new Panther Party for standing up? Because I like what they're doing.
No,
Because
I
even
don't blame any. I don't blame
yeah,
any black part,
even say
any Nijis out there that want to stand up and look out for their community. Fine. What I just don't like is that it was so quick for the media to put up somebody else against him than for
I've
someone
seen
to
that.
say, "Hey, this is the rebuttal of the facts,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
this is
yeah.
what this guy's doing." Like I've
Right.
been thinking about doing multiple pods about the situation, but when I really thought about it, I said to myself, if I say anything good, I'm gonna look like I'm siding with it, and if I say anything bad, it's gonna look like I'm siding with the other side. So at the end of the day, here's the real problem: if you guys don't get together and figure out some shit to make me see visually that people are getting their stomachs full, the old people are feeling safe in the community, the young kids are moving and educating at a level that's 2 to 3 grades higher than their normal fucking thing, then
Yeah.
everything's blessed. Don't give a
Yeah.
fuck about your rifles. Don't give a fuck about how disciplined you are. Don't give a fuck about your violence.
It-
Violence is a human nature. I want to see something that I haven't seen in 15 years. I want to see compassion.
no, because
I want to see humanity.
what you're saying is right, why the reason why they put the Black Panthers together, it comes back to, the segregation, civil rights movement, and all of that. No, true. And
Absolutely. And but one thing that
Absolutely true. Team
but one,
agree.
and
Team
one thing
agree.
one thing I wanted to bring up, the breakfast program and stuff like that. They're the ones who brought that up and everything. So let's go back to what you're saying now. If they be doing stuff like that besides the rifles and all of that and everything like that, yeah, okay, I understand. You have the right to bear arms and protection and all that. I understand all that shit. But I'm talking about the other side to it. You get me? On the moral things for our people, right?
well, what the Black Panthers initially are for is they're supposed to stand up for the oppression of the people. They're black activists, but they were painted as a black supremacy.
Yes.
No, it's okay. Use the T word. They were painted as terrorists.
No,
Yeah, the
I
guys
was
who were
wait,
No, I
feeding
wasn't gonna
kids,
say I was
helping
not
old people.
I
Hey,
was
it
no,
is
not
what
I
it
don't
is.
think
where that
Listen,
term
you
was.
can look up in any dictionary right now, and the word assassination is beside that guy's name, beside Martin
no,
Luther King's name, beside.
I wasn't thinking
So
of
there's
terrorists.
nothing you could. There's nothing we can do. They can't.
I
They
was
can't.
thinking of more like I was thinking of more like not terrorists. I was thinking of more like
Freedom
The
fighter.
word we're looking for is black nationalism.
yeah, black
That's that,
nationalism. You know
that's
what I
what
mean?
we're looking for. But the
But
truth is, the
they're more
government
than that.
called it.
Yeah,
Yeah, 100%.
they're
Like,
more than
come
that.
on. I
Yeah,
want to give Dr. Umar his flowers, but again, I'm still waiting for the doors to open for the school. So, like,
right.
at the end of the day, there's always this problem of no matter how good us black people do or what little we're doing that's good, they have to find a way to maneuver it into some negative or put it into some person who's white who made it happen.
Yeah,
Oh, my mom died of cancer. Oh, well, it was his teacher that was like taught him back in the day, and he's now doing it for that reason. No, but my mom really died of cancer, and I was doing this for that.
exactly.
See the
Everybody else,
honesty?
so why can't we do it?
Exactly. And then you find people are like, no, I'm only doing this because my grandmother got cancer, my cousin got cancer, my wife got cancer. So I'm only opening up this foundation that I'm going to use for the rest of my life to funnel money. Like, this is all it comes down to. Nobody's doing it for the heart of doing it. Like, I grew up in the ghetto. I would love to go back in the ghetto, build 4 schools, build 2 old folks home, couple of grocery stores, a one community center. It's all, and the worst part is it's going to cost me probably less than $2 million. That's the worst part about it. I don't know what's wrong with the system, man. The system's messed up, man.
The system's messed up, and once again, man, we if we don't continue to keep on continuing to talk about these things and to share these things and to make awareness and to continue to educate and you know give knowledge to our people, then it's going to get worse, right? These are important topics. They're very important topics, and
The-
I want to have more of these topics. We've been online now for an
Man,
hour and 30 minutes. We're going to wrap it up.
I just want
been
one thing
great.
to say about this whole ICE situation. I've been
Whatever.
posting pretty consistently about how people can deal with ICE when they show up at your door and try to tell you you're harboring an illegal. You know what I'm saying? From my
Yeah.
point of view, from ICE, you guys are just a bigger weaponed up version of the KKK. It is what it is. Because at
That's
the
what
end
I
of the
say.
day, there's no way you're gonna tell me I'm supposed to feel bad for you after you've done the damage you've done since you've been in whatever. Like the fact that there's Canadians talking about they want ISIS to come up here. I think there's things we need to still talk about as Canadians. You know what I'm saying? Like real shit.
Hold on.
There
Who
are
said that?
more than the
Send me
infamous Pinky Lou. The
who?
man is hailing you up. Pinky, Pinky.
Who's picking? Hey, oh, Pinky's telling me up. Tell I said, "Walk, God."
Yeah, man. Yes, people want ice in can. Conservatives. Sorry, let me say correctly. Conservatives want ice in Canada. Yes, yes, it's Pinky Lou at AMP TV.
They do. Of course, the conservatives do, not the liberals.
Hey, if they bring ISIS up here, just proves my thing.
Put
North
her on.
America needs
Put
to
her on.
make Africa and make back Puerto Rico and make back Haiti and Jamaica slave colonies again so they can do whatever effery they can do to the people in this country. But as long as these people in this country, North America, Canada, and America, look at the government and eat them, who gives a shit? Things will be a lot better. Oh, yeah,
Well, this
Uncle
is what
Bruno, eat the rich.
I say before we go. This is what I say too. Who are we to tell anybody where they really come from?
I team agree with you on that one.
The only things I have to say
Like,
about
yo,
this,
Trump himself is not even a native of America because he's born here. He's European.
the only thing I have to say about
Yep.
I'm gonna have to say about this. No, look, everybody has the right to, have the chance to come here and all of that and everything. The only thing me have to say, like always, you come here, abide by the laws by here. Don't be going in like you're back home and all this shit. You understand? Because there's other cultures here too who have to abide by the rules here in Canada. Okay? And I'm saying this as a Canadian. You get what I'm saying? Straight up goods. If you come in here, abide by the rules. You know what I mean? Because if I gotta go to your country, me have to abide by the rules. You get me? So it go. I
But
don't
there's
make
people that are from here that don't abide by the rules either, though, Ross.
no,
Ah
bro.
ha ha ha. Team
Listen,
agree
man,
to that one too.
all I
But
gotta
at
do
the
is
end of listen, the
I'm
only reason why I bring it up with
you go
ISIS is
somewhere,
because
you
this
go
shit's been going
somewhere.
on for years and it doesn't take ISIS. Our immigration police up here are way worse than ISIS or ICE or whatever the fuck they're called. Like at the end of the day, our immigration, our Canadian immigration guys out here are these guys go above and beyond.
Look here,
Like
man.
Trump needs to hire these
like,
guys to come
I
clean
said
up their
again,
thing.
like I said again, man. Peeps are trying to do what they're doing. They're bringing taxes to the account. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? They're working. You know what I mean? Like why I'm saying this is like, look, I know they're here, whatever illegal, okay, whatever, but they're trying to make something of something. We don't know what they gone through back in their country and shit like that with everybody. Everybody has their story. You get what I mean? It's
Yeah.
not right. It's not
Well,
right, bro.
Canada's
Okay,
a
all
beautiful
right. I'm gonna
melting
tell you
pot
another
of
little
culture.
story. I'm gonna tell you a little story here. I used to work for a winery, right across the street from my winery. There was a glass place, right? And they always get it's an American company too, eh? And they're always having the agency and all of that and everything. One day, man, I seen so much police around the whatever. Yo, it was a raid. Me ask one of the man, what's going on in here? Yo, they're just doing the raid. I'm like, holy shit, bro. You know what I mean? Real shit. And it's not the first time they did it in the place there. They did it a few times, I hear. You get what I mean? But the bottom line is it's either somebody be it snitching or something. You know what I mean? But the bottom line is they're there working. They're not out in the streets doing some kind of hustle and all of these things there. They're trying to make an honest dollar. Right?
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
what's wrong with that?
there's nothing wrong with that. Listen, everybody does what they're supposed to do. But like, like I said, just to kind of like pinpoint them out because they come here and they get themselves into a little bit of trouble and
That's the bad apples.
like everybody, like we have our own problems here with people that are born here versus
Yes, that's true.
with immigrants or not. Like I just think like the most part is like just working with each other, building communities and making communities a better place. And then worrying about after, because then when you make a community a better place, then it's easier to evaluate the problem. It's easier to assess the problem because you know where to pinpoint it. But for the most part, like when you kind of like put everybody on a spectrum, and it creates chaos. And this is why it's going to create into a civil war, and there's going to be disagreements to why there's, for, immigration, what immigration can do, for what immigration can't do, and what people should do when they come here versus what they can't do when they come here, because it's all about, at the end of the day, adapting too. You got to remember, because me personally, I don't know what it's like to move into another country. You don't either. You're born here, right? So you have to, we as people too, we have to kind of give that gratitude and that understanding, and knowing, okay, it's not easy going to another country, moving from one place to another, picking up, and some people do it with nothing. They leave with nothing, and they come and they start with nothing, and then they work. Many people become successful at that because they were left at they were left in a position where they had to survive. You know what I mean? So when, and you create the best people like that, you create the best communities like that, you create the best, like I always say, a lot of the immigrants of America and Canada, primarily America though, but Canada too, are like, the immigrants they build a lot of communities. Like, and Toronto, tell me the enjoyment you have by going and eating at Little Italy, and then going to Little Portugal, and then after going to Little Jamaica, and then going to Little India, and then going to Little Korea. Isn't that what's the beauty of that? Isn't that beautiful?
It's beautiful for someone who's dwelled and lives in and amongst the city. Yeah, that's beautiful. Problem is the puppets keep fucking it all up, so the integration of it is messed up. So I don't have a problem with immigrants. None of the countries is founded on immigrants. So from my point of view, I just look at it like this. I'm not trying to stick into that same old conversation of whatever you're getting for Thanksgiving and whatever's happening with natives. No, I'm looking at it from the standpoint of the next 10 to 5 years, my 5-year-old's not going to want to know, oh, this is what happened and this is what happened. And then when they go to middle school, that's when they hear about it. You see what I'm saying? So it's either you prep them right now and be truthful with them and be brutally truthful with them, or we're going to let this whole crap happen again. For the last 25 years, I could definitely say there is no way I have faith in the system, because guess what? In 3 years, nothing changes. Somebody's bank book gets bigger and a new player comes on the board. A new puppet comes on the board. A new puppet comes on the board. Like, we need to go back to respecting farmers like doctors, our firefighters like real heroes. You know what I'm saying? Our actual doctors should get the respect they deserve, and that goes to the ones that deal with herbs and the ones that deal with the stones and the herbalists. Like, we need to respect all fields of the medical field. Like, you can't go to China and tell me the acupuncture works 100%, and then you're going to tell me the same technique that's being brought over here ain't working over here. It doesn't make any sense. You see what I'm saying? Like, we have massage parlors, but we don't have places that like what do you call them? Ah, shoot.
Walking center.
I seen, like, yo, you go to Japan right now. You know why you don't see no homeless in Japan? They actually build shelters around businesses to not hide them, but to show them the dignity of, hey, you don't have to shit in the fucking middle of the street. Here's a corner. You don't want to use a bathroom? Here's a little section. There may be 15, 20 people in there, but guess what? You guys are not going to be violated. No one's going to rob you. You know what I'm saying? And then there's a big criminal element there too. So in the other hand, you got to look at it as, hey, there's a balance, and they found the balance. And you can say it's communist, you can say it's democracy, you can say whatever. All I can say is I see a bunch of people for the last 200 years working in one direction. That's it, one direction. When you look at us blacks and us Nietzsche's, we got some going heavy left, some going heavy right, some pretending to be fucking conservative. We need more shows like your show, AMP TV. We need more shows like Down to Earth Network. We need more people who are running things that are just running things for the purity of running things. I don't want some government official to tell me about my electric circus. I want someone who actually dances, break dance, bogle, all them old school dance moves to the new school dance moves. I want someone who knows how to dance running electric circus. You know what I'm saying? I want real basketball players to do the announcements from this point on. I'm done with these old 1940 basketball announcers that talk about the Raptors like they're still in the 80s. Like I'm sick of it. This era of softness. Everybody's wearing tight jeans, and it's okay to be fucking sensitive. No, it's not okay to be sensitive. That is technically for a woman.
It's a very sensitive world that we're living in. But once again, like, we were talking about that earlier too with men's mental health and like what what it's like to kind of like
I agreed with what you guys were saying. That's why I didn't say nothing. I agreed. We as men do need iron sharpens iron. Iron makes iron better. That's the way I look at it. You got a smart-minded person, he's gonna eventually make the dumbest person in the room at least level up.
That's right.
That's what we need now. We need that type of toughness where it's like you know when to say no. You know when to say nah, I don't feel comfortable with that. Right now, I find that more men sit there and talk nothing than to do anything when they do talk. Like there's so few men of action. There's all these pretty boys with all this money, got all the fucking plans in the world, but won't put none of that to action, man. None of that. None of that. And then when I walk into a bank and ask for $50,000 so I can only use, I don't know, 10,000 to make me a mill, it's a problem. You know what I'm saying? But Billy, John, Conroy can walk into the bank, say A, B, and C, and they get a gazillion dollars to go spend off on fuckery. And then when they're supposed to pay it back, they claim bankruptcy and still sitting on $500,000, $750,000 mils. These are normal things that happen in society. And what I don't understand is why the authorities allow it to keep happening. That's what I don't understand. And if we're gonna keep voting in these idiots, what can we do? We need a better quality of people to do better voting. So I feel fuck the system and we grow our own. And we start our own. Respect our farmers, respect our doctors.
That's another point, and I'm starting an advocacy union. We're gonna talk about that, man. It's gonna be like
all right,
own,
brother.
bigger than the Black Panther movement. We're gonna talk about that just now. But listen, I don't want. We can stay on all night. I want to wrap it up. We've been doing this for like almost 2 hours tonight, man. It's been a great combo.
Great combo, brother.
I had fun tonight, man. I enjoyed this, man.
Thank
you for coming through, Bino, man. I appreciate you for coming through.
For sure.
Yeah, no doubt. Thank you for having me on again. Rasta, you know what it is.
More to come, Bino. More to come.
Yeah, man. Thank you again.
Thank you, everybody tuning in. We all about to win on the Therapy Hub here. You know what I mean? Straight up. Good. Everybody, please subscribe to all the channels. You know what I mean? Please tune in for the next hub. You done know we all about a win. You done know. But yo, as usual, please subscribe, and the down below there, the subscribers. You know what I mean? Straight up goods. Hit up. You know what I mean? I'm gonna say it right here. Let it go right there. Main sponsor is Lost X Found by Shop X. Are you between the ages of 12 to 29 in the East Scarborough and need a safe haven for tutoring, daily activities, and more? Visit https what's that?
Mortgage. I think it's that. Oh, the mortgagefoundation.ca.
And then you got Sultan's Jewelers. We buy and sell gold. Come and visit at 1408 Gerard at Street East in Little India, Toronto. You done know. You heard it here first from here on the Therapy Hub with AMP TV. And we got the D2E Thursdays there. MF there. You know what I mean? As usual, I have to end it like this. This is the Rastafari Samurai, never leaving you dry in your eye. I approve this message nationwide. You done know.